Josh, welcome back to Gateshead. This time as a permanent player. Of course, supporters will remember you being here last season, but before we get on to all of that, how pleased are you to get things done and now be a permanent fixture at the club?
I'm delighted, to be honest. I've been in for about a week or so now, obviously training with the lads. I don't know, a few of the supporters might have seen us playing at Blythe Town the other day, but it feels really nice to be back. Obviously, last year when I come on loan, it was a big learning experience for me. Obviously the team was amazing, filled with a lot of talent, so it was quite tough for me to get minutes. But again, I learnt a lot, that I had to be patient, but I'm just really glad that I'm back on a permanent deal, and Butts and the gaffers heard and seen the quality that I can bring to the team. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the fans again.
Yeah, you mentioned a little bit on last season there. Obviously you had the few months sort of just before the turn of the year on loan from Birmingham, but how do you reflect on that time period now? Of course, you mentioned there hopefully getting more minutes this time around.
Yeah, like you said, that's all I can hope for, really. You know, I think I mentioned last year in the interview that men's minutes is what I need. Obviously captaining the 21s at Birmingham and playing a lot of minutes there, I think the next step really is to play men's football, and I think the football that Gateshead play really suits me to a T, and that's something I really want to be involved in. And like I said, hopefully this time around I can play a lot more minutes and get myself as a regular starter in the team.
Yeah, of course there's been a little bit of change since the last time you were here. Obviously a new manager, you mentioned Butts obviously coming in as player assistant as well. What have those conversations initially been like with those two in terms of what they want you to bring to the side this time around?
Yeah, well, like you said, I was here with Butts last year and he had a little stint when we didn't have a manager at the time, and from the conversations I've had with him and the gaffer, they both really like us as a player, you know. I feel like I suit what this club's like playing out from the back, getting on the ball, spreading it, playing forward. I can play deeper as a number 6, but also as an 8 at times if needed. But a lot of positive conversations, which was really nice to hear when coming back into the club. But no, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. And obviously we mentioned that loan period you had last year. I suppose how has the summer sort of been for you since then, and in terms of getting turned around and coming into Gateshead now, because obviously you had the period at Birmingham before. I suppose you're then kind of into free agency for the first time, really.
Yeah, it was weird. That's the easiest way to put it. Obviously finishing at Birmingham and training for yourself. I was in with a club in the EFL for a little bit, and then when I heard this come about, had a few conversations, and it just felt right when I come in, seeing the lads again, which obviously the change room's changed a little bit, but there still is a core group of lads. But no, it just felt right.
Yeah, and in terms of how you're looking, I suppose, to not only improve the team but improve yourself going into this season, what are you really targeting and getting towards? I know we mentioned those minutes. Is that really the key thing for you now?
Yeah, of course, but I feel like every season that Gateshead come into, they're always written off a little bit. And I feel like the group that we've got in there are really solely focused on going again, trying to push, finish as high as we can. And yeah, for personally myself, like you just said, I think minutes is the main thing, and playing football and just getting regular minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned playing as a trialist at Blythe the other day. How did you I suppose you find that coming back in? Because, let's say, I suppose it's a bit of a strange thing when you're coming in a trialist of a club that you've played for before.
Yeah, of course, but like you said, football's a weird sport. You can be at one place and then another place the next. But like I said, I was in training the day before Blythe, and to be honest with you, it felt like I hadn't really been away. A lot of the lads were keen to see us, and yeah, I played, I think it was 60 minutes at Blythe, and it felt really comfortable and gelling with obviously some of the new players as well. But no, like you said, it is nice to be back. So.
Yeah, and still a few pre-season games left to go before the regular league season does get underway. But how much are you looking forward to, I suppose, getting a few more minutes under your belt in those before then, obviously, the bread and butter of the league season kicking off?
No, of course. I think there's 3 games now till the start of the season, but I think it's starting to narrow down where the gaffer's maybe looking towards picking his team. Obviously, them 3 games, so I need to showcase myself the most I can in them 3 games to make sure I'm making a claim to start on that first game of the season.